I also have several articles that I would like to submit for the record. Instead of reading all the titles, I'll just provide those to you, if that's okay.
Without objection.
And I'll yield back to the gentleman from Virginia, Mr. Klein.
Would the gentleman yield?
Yield to the chair.
Yeah, I would just say, in response to the gentleman from California, of course we disavow that tweet. That is obvious, and if we'd have known that individual had that tweet out there, I doubt if he'd have been invited as a witness. With that, I yield back to the gentleman.
There's an old political proverb that says, when the receipts come out, the truth walks in the room. And folks, today the receipts were delivered in HD. Grab yourself some coffee, iced tea, or whatever keeps you awake, because what just happened in Congress is something the media probably hopes you never see. A Democrat tried accusing Republicans of being anti-police, but then a video started rolling that showed Democrats themselves loudly supporting defunding the police. Yeah, that happened. And when those clips played, the room got real quiet. If you enjoy honest reactions and breaking down moments like this, hit that like button, subscribe to KRI Reacts, and stick around until the end, because this exchange says a lot about the political games being played in Washington right now.
Thank you. And I just want to address Mr. Johnson, who said you brought the receipts. Well, Mr. Johnson, I've got some receipts for you. This committee met about 2 months ago, and the chairman, who can call any person in the world who walks this earth as a witness, called this guy, who tweeted just a couple weeks before the hearing, "Fuck cops." Your witness tweeted that. Not one of you disavowed that guy. Not one of you said that was inappropriate. I was stunned that you call yourself a pro-police party and you bring a witness before us that says, "Fuck cops." I don't believe in that, but I thought if you didn't believe in that, you would have taken the opportunity to say it. But no, not only did you not disavow it, you invited the guy here in Congress to be your witness. Imagine if we had ever done that. We didn't. You did. Second, I would love Mr. Johnson to disavow, because by the way, I will disavow the defund the police movement. I've never called for it. I believe, just as President Biden believes when he addressed Congress, that we should fund the police. But Mr. Johnson, will you disavow your colleague, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who tweets out and makes money off of a defund the FBI movement? Because they're police too. They protect us too. But I don't think you will. I think you're going to sit silent, and your silence, by the way, is complicity. I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back. The gentleman from Virginia is recognized.
Yield to the gentleman from Arizona.
I thank the gentleman for yielding. Appreciate the backpedaling at an alarming rate from the other side. Watch out, you might fall over backwards. We have a video to play. I think this will provide some visual summation. Please.
And the police has to happen. We need to defund the police.
Mayor Eric Garcetti saying, take some of the money from policing, about $150 million.
I applaud Eric Garcetti for doing what he's done.
But we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department.
It is outdated, it is wrong-headed thinking to think that the only way you're going to get communities to be safe is to put more police officers on the street.
So yes, defund your butts. Defund you.
Yes, I support the reallocation of resources from NYPD.
We will be moving funding from the NYPD.
Yes, I support the defund movement. I'm for responsible reallocation of resources.
And defund the police.
I think you do all those other things, you don't need all the money that's going to the police department. So yeah, I mean, the spirit of it, I do support that.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of us were asked if we could imagine a future without police back in 2017 when we were running for office. And I answered yes to that question.
We are going to reduce funding in the police department and redirect that money.
We propose to redirect over $7 million from the police bureau.
The police department here in Minneapolis needs to be dismantled, and we need to start anew.
In some necessary cases, completely dismantling those police forces.
Police departments are taking a sizable amount of the budget of a lot of municipalities and other entities. We need to look at those budgets, pull some of the money back. When we talk about defunding the police,
defunding the Pentagon.
My push is that we defund our police departments.
Defunding police means defunding police. If these reports are accurate, then these proposed cuts to the NYPD budget are a disingenuous illusion. This is not a victory. The freshman Democrat adding, the fight to defund policing will continue.
Mr. Chairman, I also have several articles that I would like to submit for the record. Instead of reading all the titles, I'll just provide those to you, if that's okay.
Without objection.
And I'll yield back to the gentleman from Virginia, Mr. Klein.
Would the gentleman yield?
Yield to the chair.
Yeah, I would just say, in response to the gentleman from California, of course we disavow that tweet. That is obvious, and if we'd have known that individual had that tweet out there, I doubt if he'd have been invited as a witness. With that, I yield back to the gentleman from Virginia. Gentleman yields back.
All right, folks, welcome back to KRI Reacts. Today we're looking at a heated moment from a congressional hearing that perfectly shows how politics in Washington works when the cameras are rolling. The exchange starts when a Democratic member goes after Republicans, accusing them of hypocrisy for inviting a witness who previously posted an anti-police tweet online. He argues that if Republicans claim to be the pro-police party, then bringing someone like that in front of Congress as a witness sends the wrong message. Now, to be fair, that's a serious accusation. Supporting law enforcement has been a major political issue in the United States, especially in the last few years as debates about police funding and reform exploded across the country. But then the moment takes a turn. The Democrat says he personally does not support the Defund the Police movement and claims he believes police should be funded. He even points to President Joe Biden's position that police departments should receive support rather than cuts. Then he flips the argument and challenges Republicans to condemn Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene for promoting a defund the FBI message. But here's where things get interesting. A Republican member responds by saying Democrats are backpedaling at an alarming rate, and then he does something that changes the whole tone of the hearing. He plays a video montage. And that video shows multiple Democratic politicians over the past few years openly supporting ideas connected to defunding or reducing police budgets. Some talk about reallocating police funding, others talk about drastically reducing police departments, and a few even discuss the idea of communities without traditional policing. Now, whether you agree with those statements or not, the point the Republican was making is simple. If those clips exist, then Democrats can't suddenly pretend the movement never came from their side. That's why moments like this matter. Congressional hearings aren't just about policy discussions. They're also about narratives. Each party's trying to frame the issue in a way that benefits them politically. And when video evidence enters the room, the debate quickly becomes about credibility. To their credit, one Republican later clarified that they do disavow the anti-police tweet made by that witness, and said the individual likely wouldn't have been invited if they had known about it beforehand. So what we're seeing here is classic Washington politics. Accusations, counter-accusations, and then someone rolls the tape. And when the tape rolls, suddenly everyone starts explaining what they really meant. Whether you lean left, right, or somewhere in the middle, moments like this remind us why transparency matters. The internet remembers everything, and in the era of viral video, statements made years ago can show up in a hearing room at any moment. But I want to hear from you. Do you think politicians are backtracking on the defund the police movement? Or is this just political theater from both sides? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy breaking down moments like this with me, make sure you like the video, subscribe to KRI Reacts, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next reaction. Trust me, Washington always gives us plenty to talk about.